Me okay?
All good. Boy,
Cool.
that looks
Well,
fun there.
yeah. Hi, global team. Thanks for joining us on what's going to be a socially distanced group ride today on the all-new Turbo Vado SL. So we've got a few different people on the line today. We've got Mark, Marco, and Julia, and together we're going to share a little bit more with you about why we're really falling in love with this bike. Before we get started, however, I just want to extend a huge thank you to the entire global team. It takes hundreds, if not thousands of people to bring a bike like this to riders around the world. And we're incredibly honored and privileged to help share it with you today and to get it out to riders in just a few short days. So the Turbo Vado SL takes everything that we already love about Turbo and the Turbo promise. It's you only faster. Using the SL system, this bike provides 2x U rider amplification, which means you get double the reward from everything that you're putting down to the pedals. This bike, the Turbo Vado SL, is the perfect balance. There's no other bike out there that gives you ride quality, range, and power like this at a weight that's light enough to carry. And that's really what the team wanted to set out to solve. So we already know that the Vado provides you with 4x rider amplification and an incredible experience. And we're going to build on the success of the Vado family with this new experience. Like the bridge behind me, Turbo Vado SL really also sits at the intersection between local transportation, which we've been talking a lot about on this call, and fitness. And so what that means is that riders who want to use this for transportation primarily are going to benefit from the increased maneuverability of the bike. They can take it upstairs into an apartment, really easy to maneuver in traffic. And then when it's time to get out, they can ride this bike further and faster than they ever thought possible. I came here on dirt today. I'm going to go back on pavement. And I got to tell you, this bike has been revolutionary and game-changing for me, especially in this moment right now. We're very fortunate to be able to get out and ride right now. And as things continue to change and evolve around the globe, I think that this bike is really going to sit at the center for a new way forward for how we're thinking about where we're headed with Turbo. So I know we've got a couple others on the line. Hey, Mark, what are you up to?
Oh, hey, what's up, Ian? Well, I've just been doing stair repeats down here in Aptos, so it's pretty good. And that's one of the things that you get when you're working with a Vado SL, which is just 15 kilos. This bike is so light, about 33 pounds on my shoulders right now. You can do things that you just wouldn't do with a normal e-bike. And that's really the key benefit of the SL system and everything built out. You wouldn't even consider doing this with a 50-pound Vado or any of the other competitors' crazy heavy bikes. But with this, it's a whole new level of fitness. And I mean, look, I'm still running upstairs, so can't fix that in any way. But I'm just kind of curious, how the hell did you make this thing so light, Marco?
Well, obviously, Mark, that is a full secret, and I can't tell you. I'm here in beautiful Switzerland, and global team, welcome. For those who were on full lockdown, we were actually not on lockdown and had the luxury to work out. As you can see, we got some white mountains in the background. I have Napa Valley of Switzerland right there. Jan and Peter living right over there in that beautiful village. And I can tell you something about the blend we've done for this beautiful bike. It's all about the blend of engine power versus range. And how did we get there? What we did at the very beginning, we looked at different rider profiles and in mission control, finding out how people actually were using the bike. We found that a lot of riders were using sport or eco mode for their basically main go-to modes. So we figured we might as well design a bike for exactly that purpose. At the very beginning, we started using mission control app then to actually down tune our bikes to get to a power amount, which we believed was the right amount of power. It's basically, once we found out what was the right amount of power, we knew how much source of energy we needed to fire it up. So we developed the correct engine for it. At the end, we ended up with a system which was roughly 3.5 kilograms, which is about the battery weight of a full-size Vado. So we're proud, and with that we were able to achieve the 15 kilograms. Also, one thing to note is during our rides, we found out that a lot of riders actually are locked with the governor speed of 27 kilometers per hour. To go 27 kilometers per hour, you don't need the full 500 watt engine power. Actually, 240 watts, what the Vado SL gives you, is more than enough engine power to get you right at top speed. And with that, you don't have that yo-yo effect at top speed, and you actually fade out really nicely. And when you get above top speed, Mark, and we talked about that just in a call this week, when you get above top speed, you don't feel like the bike slowing you down, actually, because it's so light. You just keep accelerating on your own muscle power. So I think altogether, we developed an engine here and the platform, which we're really, really proud of. It doesn't look like an e-bike. Obviously, it doesn't ride like an e-bike because it's so light, and it has endless range. With the range extender, you can ride this bike basically for a full day. I got up here. I actually live over on the other side of the valley here, and I got up here and I still have like 8 bars left on my top tube display. So this bike has a lot of range, is light, and lets you just handle everything totally different. With that said, I'm going to hand it off to Julia. She's going to talk to us about how we get this bike out into the world. Thanks, Global Team.
Thanks, Marco. This bike launches next Tuesday, May 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. As many of you have seen in the launch assets, this launch was truly a global effort. Bringing this bike to market and riders required using all of our teammates around the world. We saw teammates using this bike in incredible ways, from bringing baked goods to loved ones, to exercising and entertaining their children in creative ways. This bike has allowed our teammates around the world an outlet to the outdoors during this uncertain time. For me personally, this bike has been my partner in pavement, an errand running from trips to the pharmacy, to the post office, and to my favorite local brewery. We can't wait to see how riders use this bike to ride farther and longer than they could imagine next Tuesday when this bike launches. Back to you, Ian.
Awesome. Thanks, team. So, like I mentioned before, the Turbo Vado SL is really just the perfect balance, and we can't wait to see it go live. I would also be remiss if I didn't congratulate the entire global team on today's launch of the Diverge, another incredible product that we're going to see get out into the world as early as today. I know the team has been working hard on that, and we're also incredibly excited to support all of you as this bike becomes real out in the world. So with that, Mike, I'm going to hand it back to you and get back to my ride so that I can get home and see my little one.
All right.